On this channel, we've talked a lot in the past about how to buy your first sailboat or your second sailboat, what pitfalls you may want to avoid, especially based on the things I've learned with my current boat, Lady K. I've put some 10,000 nautical miles on her, and I do have some experience, and I know a lot better now what I actually want in a cruising boat. But let's look at the other side of the story. We're not buying a boat. What if it's time to upgrade and you need to offload the old boat? So this week on Everything You Need to Know, we're talking about how to sell your sailboat. I've become sort of the go-to yacht broker around here, and it seems everyone I know in the local sailing community comes to me to sell their boats for them. I don't know why that happened. But every time I have been able to sell the boat, so I guess word of mouth. And I'm happy to do all the pictures of the boat, and I post the boat everywhere, and I even field all the phone calls and emails of people interested in the boat. Now, I usually get paid a few $100s for my efforts, right up to a few $1,000s, depending on the sale price of the boat. It's honestly not bad. Maybe I missed my calling, but I guess we'll save the yacht broker career for retirement. Now, let's assume three things. You want to get top dollar for your boat, because of course you do. But the other side of that coin is you don't want the boat to sit forever. It costs money to even own a boat, so the longer it sits, the worse it is for you. And lastly, we don't want to rip anybody off. Step one is always to figure out what the boat is worth and what someone might be willing to actually pay for it, not just what you think it's worth. And the easiest way to do that is to set out on the internet trying to buy your specific boat within about 250 miles of where you live. This way you can work out sort of the average sale price for similar boats with similar equipment from similar eras. The next step, and this is big, and this is where everybody screws up, is you need to understand your audience. Let's say with a fishing boat, you're just targeting men, but with a sailboat, it's different. You have to take into account the spouse factor. A sailboat will most likely be bought by a single guy if it's less than 10 grand, or a guy and his wife if it's above 10 grand, and it's important to understand that. You have to target properly because this is how we're going to advertise your boat for sale. The guy will most likely be interested in sailing performance and included equipment, self-tailing winches, that kind of stuff, while the spouse is going to want to know a lot about the layout inside, creature comforts. Does it have AC? Does it have running water? And I hate to sound sexist. I know some very competent female sailors. But largely when I sell boats, this all rings true most of the time. Now, when you make your ad for your boat, you'll need to list a good variety on the two subjects and make it professional. Open a new Word document and use bullet points to list everything. Don't fall into the pitfall of writing a whole novel. Us boat owners love to rant about all the cool things about our boats, so be careful not to get too carried away. Start out with some happy words like beautiful Catalina 27 for sale, same owner for 12 years, sails and runs perfectly, turnkey, nothing needed. That's going to grab anyone's attention that's in a 27-foot boat sort of sales area. Not many people want a project boat. They just want to be able to jump on it and go sailing. So make sure the title really points that out. Next, bullet points. Serviceable mainsail, excellent 125% jib, like new spinnaker. Next bullet, full galley with sink and running water. Next bullet, standing rig in excellent shape, no corrosion. Next bullet, cockpit cushions and bimini, top shading 75% of the cockpit seating. You've hit 2 bullets for him and 2 bullets for her. It's a nice blend of things to catch his attention, and then when he reads it out loud to his wife later, which he certainly will, it'll catch her attention too. She's hearing things that she's interested in, like the interior layout and running water and cockpit cushions and their shade in the back for the kids. You're marketing to both people here, and you do need to cover all your bases. Lady K Sailing is brought to you by patrons, people who give a couple of bucks an episode to keep this channel improving. Thank you guys so much for making it all possible. Next, make a short list, and I can't stress this enough, to address all the silly and dumb questions people will ask. And you can avoid a lot of the unnecessary emails and unnecessary phone calls by making this list. Specify the things people are going to ask that you didn't think of. Does it come with a trailer? Does it come with a cradle? A slip at a marina? Can it be seen in the water or out of the water, or both? Why are you selling it? If you hit the main 5 or so really silly questions right away, you'll save a lot of trouble later. I got things selling a 35-foot boat. Does it come with a trailer? It seems stupid to me. That's why I didn't mention that it doesn't. but it wouldn't, because it wouldn't be legal to tow down the road. It's too big. You really got to hit all those things, otherwise you're just going to be swamped for weeks. Now, in the ad, I try to avoid going too far into the price. I mean, I'll list a price, but I won't say or best offer, because a little negotiation on a boat should kind of be assumed. And I won't say firm, firm, firm either, because it makes me sound hard to deal with or hard to work with, and that I'm not willing to negotiate, which, if you have a set price you're not willing to go below, set the price for sale a little bit higher so you are willing to negotiate. The buyer needs to feel like they're getting something. So I just list my expected price and I leave it alone. Now, yes, you will get people who email you to offer a hugely lower number. You need to learn to just ignore them. Do not engage with them. Craigslist trolls cannot be avoided. And saying things like firm, firm, firm might discourage them, but it'll also discourage a real potential buyer. Now, of course, we have to talk about pictures. This is by far and away the biggest mistake people make, posting a boat for sale. One crappy picture that doesn't highlight anything a potential buyer may want to see. It'll be a side shot with a cover on it, and it won't list any details. This will lead to a ton of emails asking for more pictures. It's wasting your time. Imagine what you want to see at a glance when you're interested in a boat. Take a good camera or a good phone that takes good pictures out to the boat. Take the cover off if you have one on. Do a solid high-resolution side profile shot, a shot from the cockpit fore and aft so people can see where they'll be sitting, a shot of the foredeck or the mast foot or both, and then sort of 3 shots inside, one looking forward down the companionway, one looking aft from the mast back to the companionway, and one looking forward from the mast into the V-berth. 3 is enough to establish the layout, and if there's anything specific that stands out, like maybe a brand new DC panel or something, you can take a shot of that too. Now, don't get carried away with pictures. No one needs a picture of the inside of each locker, or the great job you did rebedding the windows. These are great things to cover when they come and see the boat later, and you'll want to have a list of cool features for when they do come and see it. Most people come to see your boat looking for problems and reasons not to buy it. Be ready with all the really cool reasons that they should buy it, and you can really steer the whole interaction that way. Remember, when you're showing it, their goal is to lower the price, and yours is to justify the price. So don't give everything away in your pictures right away. Save some, little awesome things that you can show them when they get there. There's also a lot of work to do before the people show up, before you even take the pictures. For most people, my first suggestion is to back your car up to the boat, open the trunk, and fill it with anything on the boat that's unnecessary. All your personal crap is not going to help you sell the boat. And if it's for sale, you're probably not using it all that much at this point anyway, so you don't need all the junk on it. It's okay for the boat to look like you actually use it, but a messy boat is very hard to sell, and the buyer's wife is not going to dig it. When people sell a house, they stage it first, right? You need to do the same thing. Put everything away, out of sight, put some tasteful decor, fresh hand towels in the head. Heck, I've even put flowers on the dining table. Now, once you have the items in the boat down to a minimum, you can start cleaning. No one likes a smelly boat, and sailboats do tend to have a smell to them, especially if they have a holding tank toilet system. Clean, clean, clean. And get in the bilge and make it tidy as well. An old trick that we use a lot of the time is to shut off the automatic bilge pump, put some water in the bilge, followed by some environmentally safe dish soap. Then go sailing for a few hours. The sloshing around soap and water does a great job of cleaning the scum out of the bilge, and it makes it smell a little bit nicer. On the way back in, flip the bilge pump back on. Now clean again, and then again, and one more time just for good measure. Decorate and take your pictures. Now, I know it sounds like a lot of work, and usually when we're selling a boat, we just want it gone. We don't want to have to put in all that work, and we aren't going to go through the trouble. But if you're not going to go through the trouble, don't expect to get your asking price. Fair is fair. You put in the work, they'll pay more. So where do we post the boat for sale? We'll get into the obvious places in a second, but it's also very important to know how sailboat sales usually work. That's sales, not sales. You should know both. Selling locally, a very, very large number of boats are sold by word of mouth, not by Craigslist or Yacht World. Put a tasteful for sale sign on or near the boat, and then go around and talk to the people in your marina to let them know that it is for sale and give them the ballpark price you expect to get. Almost every sailor knows someone who's looking for a boat, I promise. I've sold so many boats just by talking to other sailors before I even post them online. Everybody knows somebody. Next, we're going to get into the free listings, not the yacht worlds and things like that. We're going to talk about Craigslist. If you're Canadian, we use Kijiji. Kijiji is the same thing as Craigslist. It's just what we use here in Ontario. And of course, if you can bear it, you can post it on Facebook Marketplace, but that's never a lot of fun. You should post it there anyway. Just, it's not a lot of fun. Consider first not using your primary email when you post the boat. If you use your email for work or something important, you may want to just create a free Gmail address to use for the sale of your boat. It's just cleaner that way, it's more organized. Also, don't use your phone number. It's tempting to put your phone number in the ad. The amount of dumb questions people have and lowball offers will have your phone ringing off the hook. And usually you can tell if somebody's serious anyway through the first couple of emails. That person gets the phone number. Now, once you have people rolling in who want to see the boat, it's time to start showing the boat. Now, I've sold 4 boats this year, 2021, and the longest sat for about a month. The shortest was a few days, I think just shy of a week. Be prepared to show the boat every weekend for a month, as long as you aren't asking too much. If you're asking too much, it's going to take a lot longer to sell it, which is fine if you can afford to sit on it. That's totally your prerogative. The last thing we need to cover is the survey, and this is going to come up. A survey is where a professional comes in and evaluates every inch of your boat with a fine-tooth comb. Sometimes it takes more than 1 or 2 days to do a survey. They are so detailed. Do you need a survey to sell? Legally, no. Does the buyer need one to buy it? Legally, no. In fact, most boats that are less than 20 grand don't usually get a survey at all, and that's normal. So why would you want a survey? There's a few reasons. A surveyor will set a value for the boat based on their own market research and the condition of the boat and the equipment, and the surveyor will be very, very accurate with that value. They'll give you a low, an average, and a high number, and that can be a good thing for you, or it could be a bad thing for you. Some insurance companies and some yacht clubs require a survey, while some don't. I would leave it up to the buyer, and traditionally in the sale of a boat, it's the buyer that requests and pays for the survey anyway, which can run as high as $1,000. If they want a survey, let them get one. The last thing to understand about selling a boat, and a lot of first-time boat buyers don't understand this, they expect a boat to come with some kind of an ownership. They're used to selling and buying cars. And a lot of these boats, especially something less than 10 grand, all you're getting is a receipt. So-and-so bought my boat for 8 grand, signed, done. If the boat is registered, and this is sort of Canadian stuff, if it's registered provincially, it'll have the bow numbers, and here it'll start with ON for Ontario. You can transfer that registration into the new person's name, and there is a document that you can give the buyer so that they can do that, and you'll have a document of your registration. I have one for my dinghy, actually, because it is provincially registered with bow numbers. Lady K, on the other hand, is federally registered, so it's under her name because she's been to multiple countries. It made sense. That's the one that costs money, by the way, and it will cost the buyer money to switch that name into their name. But any boat under 10 grand or so probably isn't registered. We aren't required to have bow numbers here in Ontario under a certain horsepower and through a couple loopholes. I know in the States that's different. You have to have bow numbers. It has to be registered in some way. That'll go to, obviously, swapped over to the buyer. But here, a lot of boats change hands less than 10 grand with nothing but a receipt. And that's also normal in Canada. All right, guys, I hope this video helped in some way. And if you want some more, please don't forget to subscribe. I will see you guys next week.